And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. I'm going to be going over Bitcoin's price action, Ethereum's price action, some really funny news, and how to take profits on KuCoin really quick here. And I got a trade that I've been running over the last 30 minutes. We're talking about 892 ETH short, just on a 15-minute time frame. And I am looking for this move down to the yellow 21. We can see if we can get it on stream here, but how do you take profits at a zone like that? We got 5 minutes left here. We got the hourly closure coming up. So hourly Stokes are still up. Momentum is to the upside. And we are basically coming back and testing this. This is the retest of the support. So easy way to manage risk there. If we break back into this triangle, then hey, it's a failure. But I just want to get back down to the 15-minute time frame. And you know the old saying, close enough is close enough. But let's see what the 5-minute is doing. So 5-minute is continuing down with downside pressure. We did hit, so 1532. Stokes will cross up. Did we cross up here? And yes, we did. So that's going to be my signal to get out. I'll take $12,000 and laugh to the bank right now. Rather than, yeah. So 1535. I'm going to take that at 100% and just take it. Yep. That's it. And so you see your P&L, realized P&L loading up there as, and who knows if I was too early, but sometimes on an hourly closure, what you do see, and what I might want to take is the opposite side of this trade. And when you get an hourly closure like this is a bit of a backfill on this last hourly. So what happens likely on the next hourly closure in the next 3 minutes and 59 seconds is we're going to see a backfill to the other side. It doesn't always go straight down, and it could. If we get a tick below this low, then you're looking for that to come back down. But what just happened on the 5-minute time frame is we did cross up with momentum, and we are playing out a bit of bullish divergence, which should get us a little drive, at least at the top side of the range at 1450. And let's see where that lines up with the hourly time frame. So and the reason I'm doing this, I'm getting a lot of requests. Hey, Chris, can you teach me how to trade on KuCoin? Sorry, I don't have any trading mentorship programs. I'm sharing this information with you guys because the more you watch the channel, the more you start to soak in what I'm talking about, the more easy it is going to be to start to do these things. And eventually we'll have some kind of a trading course. So, first come, first serve. But like I said, that was a decent time to maybe take a little bit of a profit. And the hourly closure momentum is still to the upside. And we do have one drive of bearish divergence, which I don't know if I'd call that. Yeah, no. So, and typically first drive up into that area is a sell. What else is happening? Stock market was up a bit more earlier today. It's getting its first pullback, and you do see 1, 2, that's almost 3 drives of bearish divergence. Yeah, coming back from this point right here on the hourly time frame. So I would expect if this stock market confirms this as a local high on the next tick, then I would expect to move down to the green 55 and maybe a retest of this descending triangle, which has been a bit of a breakout. And we can use some fib tools to kind of judge where this goes. But what else I want to point out on Ethereum while I have it up here? And I did post a trade yesterday that I took live on the Tesla kind of news, which I know it was old news, but fear in the markets, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's what it does when you see those articles on BitBoy and all these other crypto guys. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not trade with leverage unless you want to lose all your money. And that's my advice to you. Don't do it unless you have a trading plan and you already have a successful trading plan, and that is trading spot price successfully. If you don't know what that means, just stay away, watch for fun, okay? Now, purely for your entertainment only, as I should say. But that is typically a nice short right off the, the retest of this trend line. You know, that close enough is close enough, right? So what's happening now? Okay, so we were talking about the hourly time frame. It's going to close in 30 seconds. So if I wanted to take a quick little long here, I could do that. And I don't know if I want to do that on stream at the moment. Hourly's up. What is the 15-minute doing? 15 minutes still down. Momentum's to the downside. Volatility is maxed out. And if we're going to get another drive back to the upside, what I'd want to see is volatility to do something like this and curve back up. And then I would expect a bit of a drive to the upside. This is a bearish continuation candle. So another reason why I'm a little bit hesitant to take another long position. And I was going to take profit at the yellow 21. Maybe it's going to go right down there. Typically, the opposite move happens first. So what's going to happen? Oh, maybe a little wick down, and then we fill this guy. If we can confirm that as a local low, volatility wants to start ticking back up, then I would expect a little bit more upside. But here's what to look for on a bearish retracement. So if we do start to close below the 0.5, that's your first warning. Second warning, and I would call it a failed move, is any kind of a closure on this 15-minute time frame below the 618. Typically, you're going to get a bounce off the 0.5, back up to and even down at the 618, you get a bounce. That would be a pretty nice area to take a little long position, as this was the last kind of consolidation, right? So this was resistance, here's support, and now that we broke the resistance, what happens? It becomes support. So anyways, that's 2 cents on a little bit of trading. And yep, I'm going to jump back into what I normally do, which is talk about Bitcoin. So I'll get back to my trading after that. But yeah, I mean, momentum is turned to the downside on the 15-minute, and this could easily sway down a bit further. And like I said, what I will be looking for is a, oh, were we looking at, no, that's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin. Ethereum, you know, probably going to move more to the downside as well. Why? Well, is that a confirmed local low on the 5-minute? No. Volatility, yeah. So this little guy right here turning white, typically an indicator that we're about to pick it back up. And I would be looking for that backfill at a minimum on this hourly bearish candle, somewhere up to even all the way up to 1547. That would look nice for another sell. But if we do get a tick below 1529, I'm looking for the yellow 21 to get hit. Here's another thing on the board here is this silver crossed. And this silver cross, and by the way, if you want to get TradingView set up, you want to learn how to trade like this, we have a free TradingView tutorial. You can set it up for free. Look in the link in the description below. It says free TradingView tutorial or free TradingView setup. All you got to do is go there. It takes 30 minutes. You can set up your charts and begin your journey on technical analysis. What do they say? Oh, there goes the backfill. There it goes. There it goes. Oh, there she goes. See, usually the first move is fake, the fake out. The second portion of the move, and we can see on the 5-minute here, we're coming up to the right here, the minimum. This guy right here, and that would be kind of your second drive of bullish, hidden bullish divergence. And what is hidden bullish divergence? Hidden bullish divergence in a downtrend, in an uptrend. Price makes higher high. Sorry, price makes higher low. RSI makes lower low. Yeah. So in comparison to this low and this low and this low, right? You've got two higher lows and a test of the green 55. Close enough is close enough. And that should get us a shot up to 1549. So I still could take the long here. I could rip out the long, but I don't like to do a lot of trading on live stream. Maybe one day we'll start doing that more for you guys if, you know, because it's one thing for me to say, hey, I think the price is heading up to about 1549. The other thing is for me to put my money where my mouth is and take a trade for y'all on a live stream here. And this isn't even live. This is being recorded, so you won't be able to do it anyways. But again, the perils and risks involved with trading futures is not recommended for the novice investor. Needless to say, let's get on to the fun stuff. We're 11 minutes into this video. Oh boy, I needed to not throw that up. Not that either. Wow. Okay. First piece of relevant news for the day. Got to turn up my volume for this. Where's the volume?
You're okay. You're not gonna. You're okay. You're not gonna get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're not gonna get COVID if you have these
COVID.
vaccinations.
Oh my gosh, this is
You're
hilarious.
okay.
Hold on, let's do another one. Flashback to Joe Biden.
We are looking at a winter for unvaccinated. We are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for unvaccinated. For themselves, their families, and the hospitals they'll soon overwhelm. But there's good news. If you're vaccinated, you have your booster shot, you're protected from severe illness and death. Period. Number two, booster shots work.
Booster shots work.
Unvaccinated, we are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for unvaccinated. For themselves, their families, and the hospitals they'll soon overwhelm.
This is too funny. It's too funny to even post. Let's see what's the next one. Well, what is the next one?
No excuse. No excuse for anyone being unvaccinated. This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated. So we got to make more progress. So there's no excuse. No excuse for anyone being unvaccinated. This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Poor Sleepy Joe. Honestly, we all got to pray for him. I wish nothing but the best for his health. You know, poor guy. He's been misinformed, just like they've been misinforming us for some time now. Complete scam by all the crooked politicians and the crooked vaccinators and all the other crooked people out there. Hopefully they don't blacklist this YouTube video just because of this. But let's get on to some crypto news. Okay, we don't want to... Okay, first piece of news. The merge testing is 90% complete, says Ethereum's Vitalik Buterin. Mr. Buterol. By the way, I should have took that trade, right? Did I not say it? Did I not say it? Let's see if 1549 gets hit to the T. And then we could kind of use it for another trade, right? That's the 618. No, that's the 0.5 from the high to the low there. Let's see, where does it come in? It's weird how these Fibonacci retracement tools work. It's really strange. So that was right in between the 0.5 and the 618, and there's where those bull traps. And here's where weak bounces get pushed out or stopped. But I don't think we're going to stop there. Probably getting up to the next 0.5. Here she goes. And that would have been a nice trade, Christopher. Why didn't I take it on stream? Okay, next time, guys. Next time, I won't let you down. I'm going to show you how it's done live. Okay, let's get on to some of that news here. What are we talking? Okay, the merge testing is 90% complete. So, Buterin, Mr. Buterol, asserted that Ethereum's developers are working on 5 long-term stages that aim to improve the network's overall capabilities. The first agenda is the merge, which is 90% complete and needs to be only tested on Ropsten, whatever that is. During the ongoing annual Ethereum conference, Buterin outlined, no, I don't want to sign up, the improvements the development team is working on for both the short term and the long term. The protocol's long anticipated switch from proof of work to proof of stake. Again, the news here, it's 90% complete. Okay, here's the other big news. Big news. The SEC lists 9 crypto tokens as securities following Coinbase insider trading charges. What have I been saying over the past couple of days? Coinbase is a sham and they're robbing people blind. And here's the proof. No, they're great. Honestly, I should just pat Coinbase on the back. They're one of the first innovators, right? It's kind of like, once you get so big, it seems like these places like Facebook and Amazon and all these guys, they get crooked, right? And here's what it says. The SEC has arrested and charged a former Coinbase employee with wire fraud. The SEC complaint, it mentions 9 tokens and says they are all securities. So the assets were AMP, Rally, DDX, XYO, RGT, LCX, Power, DFX, Crom. They were each mentioned in connection with alleged insider trading. Quote our message, close. Quote, our message with these charges is clear. Fraud is fraud is fraud. Well, I think the SEC is more fraudulent than Coinbase, that's for sure. But this is one of the few examples from the SEC. It named specific. Okay, here's the highlight. This is one of the few examples from the SEC where it has named specific cryptocurrencies as securities. It has provided little clarity over the years. So a lot of people think this is bad news. Guess what? It's not. It's good news because the SEC is being forced to define what a security is and what is not. And the good thing is, former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton said Bitcoin was not a security. Then former SEC Director of Corporation Finance, William Hinman, said that Ether did not exhibit properties of a security. And the current SEC Chairman, Gary Gensler, more recently undermined the latter view, saying Bitcoin was the only token that he felt comfortable calling a commodity. The SEC has also sued Ripple for allegedly selling unregistered securities, referring to the XRP token. The complaint today implies that the SEC is largely keeping with the view that the majority of cryptocurrencies are securities. We are not concerned with labels, but rather the economic realities of an offering, said Gerber Grewal, the SEC Division of Enforcement. In this case, those realities affirm that a number of crypto assets at issue were securities, and as alleged, the defendants engaged in typical insider trading ahead of their listing on Coinbase. Rest assured will continue to ensure a level playing field for investors regardless of the label placed on the securities involved. Okay, let's just be clear here, guys. The SEC is farther behind Joe Biden when it comes to releasing news about different, things you're supposed to inject in your body. I'm not going to say the word, right? Because you don't want to get banned, but the SEC is so far behind. They are rolling up in a horse and buggy, and crypto is rolling in a Lambo. And this is just another slap on the wrist, just like JP Morgan, right? And Wells Fargo Bank. I forgot, Warren Buffett's bank, his one of his major banks, whatever. They were ripping people off with all these fees, and they made billions of dollars, right? Billions and billions of dollars. And then SEC comes by and says, "Oh, we're gonna find you $100 million. Well, who cares? They just made billions of dollars. It's a slap on the wrist. Nobody goes to jail. And at the end of the day, who wins? The smart investor, the guy that does research, who gets educated. That's why we have this channel. That's why I'm bringing this information to you, so you're not left behind. So go ahead and drop a like and subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. Here's the next piece of news I want to share with you guys. The UK to regulate stablecoins as a form of payment via a new bill. So the UK's bill introduced to Parliament on Wednesday follows the EU's approach to regulating stablecoins while repealing Union-era law. The bill seeks to regulate stablecoins as a form of payment. Financial markets infrastructure sandboxes will also be established to allow firms to test new technologies and practices in isolated environments. So basically, they're preparing for their own government stablecoin. They want to see, the innovators make it work so they can launch their own. They're going to hire somebody from Coinbase. They're going to hire somebody from, one of these major stablecoin developers, and they're going to come make their own government coin. They're going to give a free handout to everybody. It's free money. Download our app. Here's free $5,000, 5,000 euros in digital money. Everybody who's poor and broke and has no clue what's going on, they're going to download the app. They're going to get the free money. And then what's the government? They're going to flip the switch and say, sorry, paper money's gone. Gold is gone. And the only form of payment you're going to get to be able to get to pay things, the only way you're going to be able to pay things with is with this new digital dollar. So not only are they going to track where you spend your money, where you get your money, where you pay your taxes, they're pretty much going to have your pulse rate, right? They're going to have your breathing patterns, your heart rate. It's all connected to your money, believe it or not. So scary, scary days ahead of us, guys. And that's why I highly recommend you start with a crypto IRA. Start building your wealth. There's a link in the description below. You get a free investor guide. It's a tax-deferred, penalty-free rollover, and it allows you to get ahead of the game. So we probably got another 5 to 10 years of like bull market crypto, make money, fall out of the sky type scenarios, right? Until the government and all the banks around the world catch on and they say, sorry, no more, Mr. Small-time investor. We're not going to allow you to make 10, 20, 30x on your money. No, you've got to go down to Bank of America. You got to go down to JP Morgan. You got to go to Citibank, Visa, and MasterCard. They own everything, and you're screwed. So don't put it off any longer. Start with a crypto IRA. You can do a traditional IRA. You can do a Roth IRA. It's really simple, and we have a free literature guide to walk you through the process in the link, bitcoinadvisors.com. Just go get yourself a free brochure. All right. Now I'm going to get into some TA, what you've all been waiting for. As look at that. I mean, close enough is close enough, right? So as you can see, these tools, Fibonacci retracement tools, can be very, 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 very useful when it comes to going long and going short on some of the shorter term time frames. And guess what? They work beautifully on the higher term, even better, right? On the higher term time frames. And here's what I'm talking about right now. So I'm going to take away some of these lines here, make it a little more clear. I'm going to get rid of my trading account before I start trading some more, and just show you what I'm talking about here. So what do we got here? I'm going to start it off with Ethereum, which has been, getting some light. The sunlight of the spirit has been on Ethereum lately, having a nice bull run up to the upside here. But let's take a look at what these fibs show us from the downside. So that's from the high to the low on a bullish retracement. And what I do like about this chart is we did get a clear break above the 618. Now, sometimes what happens to price, this was the range, right? Which we could do another retracement from. And again, I'll tell you this much. Weak bounces come up to the 382. So we got a weak bounce, come back down, hit the 382, hit the 382. We finally break the 382. So that was the range, right, from here to here. And what do we do? When you break the range, the first target is the 1618. And when you break the range, what typically happens is you're going to come back and test the so-called support, whatever you want to, you come back and test so what happens is everybody gets real bullish. All the retailers go, oh, I'm going to buy off this big green candle here. Not always the best thing to do. What you want to do is sell the breakout, buy the retest. Also denoted by breaking above this green 55-day exponential moving average. And again, if you haven't clicked on the link below to get your free TradingView account set up, don't forget to do it. There's a promo code from me that helps you get it free and pats me on the back. I don't know, something like that. Next step here. So what happens? Typically, we get the breakout, right here. And then this little cup formation happens. I don't know why they call it a cup. It looks like an upside down half circle to me. But typically what happens is if we're going to come back up, it's going to look something like this. And then we're going to get stopped out there. That'll be the next sell point. And we could get as low as here. This would look really good. Retest the support and then come back. And so what would that fib target look like if we had an imaginary target? Yep, and that would be right in line with the 1618 again. So that would look really good. And how can we line that up with some of our other indicators, right? So this is purely just looking at price action, a couple moving averages. But what else do we have? We've got the RSI. We've got the RSI right here. The RSI, it will not get you high. But this is used to identify bullish and bearish divergence. And what do we have here? We've got two drives. If this confirms as a local high, how would you confirm this as a local high? I'd say any kind of a closure below the green 55 would confirm that as a local high. So you want to basically take out the low, right? With a closing basis, not just a wick. So if this does confirm as a local high, what you'll see here is from this high right here, that high right there, I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible to identify. But this is going to be, sorry, from this high right here. Where's my drawing tool? Okay, here, there's two drives, right? Two drives, okay? And technically, two drives of bearish divergence gives you a shot down to the 21, which is 1326. 1326, I would be looking for some kind of a bounce at this level, and that's right in line with the support there. So that's how I'd be trading this guy. Something like that would look really good if Ethereum wants to stay bullish and party on to the upside. That's what I'd be looking for. And I do think there is a fair chance, given some of Bitcoin's things that has going on. But something to note, last time when President Trump got COVID, the stock market crashed. Okay. Now, Biden getting COVID, the stock market might rally. Who knows? All I know, actually, in fact, if something happened to Biden and Kamala got in, I think we'd all see the market crash. In fact, it would crash to smithereens, and we'd all be looking for those downside targets to get hit. But I hope you guys did get a chance to take a look at the macro video I put out just the other day. It said these two signals just fired off. We're looking at the S&P 500 going back to 1921, and it's an in-depth, it took me a lot of time to put together an in-depth dive of what happens when these particular signals go off. And I'm not going to go into today, but I think I'm going to leave you guys off with that after I do a quick Bitcoin analysis here. So again, what do we have on Bitcoin right now? This ascending triangle on the daily time frame. And we did break to the upside here. And the measure move off of this guy is going to be something like this. From the 50 percentile. So does this guy have a little bit more legs to go? 25, 275? Yes. Let's look at it on CME to get a little better idea. And this does look like a bit of a W, but and maybe even a head and shoulders. Yeah, head and shoulders here. You got the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and when you break the neckline, which is this guy right here, the technical target from something like this is, oops. The technical target from this head and shoulders formation, and CME's is probably the most valid, is right here. Oh, boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right to fill in the gap here. And I do believe that will be the last upside move. And I do believe that something just gives me the irkling of this move coming. And this is what it is. I'm going to put on the moon charts. I'm going to put it on just so you guys can laugh at me. And the CMEs don't lie. I'll tell you that much. And the moons, they surely don't lie. But check out the moon signal. The indicators here. Let me go to my indicators tab. Come on. It's not letting me do it. There we go. Boom. Okay, so what you'll see is and where does this idea get invalidated? When you close back below the left shoulder, or the right shoulder here, which is going to be right here, I'd say. Any kind of a daily closure back below, I would call it 21,500 right here. So this would be our point of failure, and we'll see if that lines up with any other things here. But I'll just put that line in here, 21,500 on CMEs. That is kind of the initial neckline. Maybe we could put it right there. Call it 21,815 on CMEs, any kind of a daily closure below there. And anyways, here's my thoughts. So every 15 days, the moons do something. Apparently it affects the ocean. It affects women's menstrual cycles. It affects a lot of things, guys. I don't know what it is, but the moons mean something. And what typically happens? Well, in a downtrend, the bare moons are going to be a lot stronger of a signal than the bull moons. And so what do I suspect is going to happen? Something like this. Something like this. As long as we're above 21,200, Stokes are going to be up. What else? 21,200. Anyways, this is for sheer gifts and gaffs, right? But the 28th is going to be when the next bare moon is. Or the 29th. Or it probably goes off August 1st, which is right here. So when that bare moon goes off, if Bitcoin's price is somewhere up here, the bare moon might be up there, somewhere up here. You know, it'll come in. It'll automatically fill in. But that's coming in on the monthly time frame. When's the month going to end? 8 days and 8 days and 3 hours. So back onto the daily. So what I suspect could easily happen here. Maybe we go like this. Maybe we pick it on up, and then right around here, we put in a little high, maybe fill the gap. Maybe we only get up to the green 55. But at that point, I think the GDP numbers come out, and Bitcoin likely has a great spill down to doggy town, and any kind of a CME break below 18,500 is going to look good for a move. Let's get all these things off here. Bear with me just a second. Delete, delete, delete. Delete, delete, delete. Are we crossed up yet? Not quite yet. CMEs will close 1 day and 3 hours. And Stokes will cross up. And that's another reason why I think there's a good chance we could come up there and close that gap somewhere around the 21. You know, yeah, that gap's up there. That's way up there. So who knows what's going to happen. I'm going to take off those moon signals. And what was I trying to say here? So, yeah, GDP numbers. So we come up, fill the gap, and then, yeah, any kind of a daily closure. The daily would be good enough for me. And where would our next target down be? So if we're hypothesizing the high to be up there, you would take your fib tool and you'd go like this. And that would give you a target down to 13,235. Does it line up anywhere over here? Yep, these highs are coming in right here. And so, hey, we'll only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. And I would say this, what would look bullish for Bitcoin is if where it would invalidate this, we got to have a trend reversal, at least on the daily time frame. And that would be a higher high above 32,000 on CMEs. So what would look good for a higher high here? Well, let's get rid of this fib tool. Excuse me. Higher high and then a higher low. So we would need a higher high, something like this. There's another gap right there, by the way, at 35,000. Yeah, 35.3. So we get, let's say we get a higher high, come back and test this support, boom. And then something like that. That would look good for a bullish reversal, a complete, Chris, you're an idiot. Chris, hey, and what could happen? The Fed pulls out of their rear end some new doggy trick, right? And they call it negative quantitative easing. They call it a free digital dollar bailout. They call it world domination takeover. We're going to one world currency, something like that. I don't know what it is, but I do suspect that we are at the point where they've kicked the can so far down the road that now they're going to have to face the music, and some pain's going to have to come into the markets for us to get a real reset to fight inflation. And that I hope to be participating in the right side of the trade. And that's why I recommend you follow our channel, like and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Take care.